At last, Jack Doherty has lost all he owned, including his business, money, cars, boats, and most significantly, his money-laundering girlfriends have all deserted him, leaving him with nothing. Thus, this is how the broccoli head weasel Jack Doherty managed to sabotage his own empire. So before Jack Doy was getting dumped, robbed, banned, and bodied by the universe itself, he was just a regular suburban kid with a dream to become the most annoying YouTuber of all time. And somehow he succeeded at one point in time. Jack was just a normal 14-year-old kid doing Walmart pranks, backflipping in Home Depot, and even doing bottle flips. But the issue was, after Jack got his first million views, he got addicted to the dopamine, and instead of leveling up the content or revolving like a normal human, he just wanted more and more of that sweet, sweet dopamine. So he took his content to another level, becoming more annoying and unlikable. He built an entire brand around being this annoying, stupid kid, literally speedrunning, getting kicked out of public places and calling it entertainment. And at first it worked. He was stacking cash and views. He went from filming in Walmart aisles to flexing in million-dollar homes with Lumbo keys and IG models. He was living like a GTA Online character with infinite cheat codes. But here's the plot twist: when you build your empire on clout, that empire is made of wet cardboard. And Jack, he was about to find out that fame is a drug, and the crash is lethal. So Jack's flying high, literally and metaphorically, and then boom. Reality hits him like a McLaren in the rain. Let's talk about one of Jack's dumbest oopsies moments ever. He decided to live stream himself texting and driving a McLaren in the rain. That's like playing Mario Kart on a rainbow road blindfolded and wondering why you fell off the map. Bro was doing 90 in a $200,000 supercar while juggling kick messages like it was a group therapy session. And then of course it happened. He crashed hard. Oh no, 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 holy SH. Michael, are you alright? My pal is bleeding next to him, most likely after seeing Jesus. And Jack is like, wait, hold it. I need this for a TikTok. Oh my goodness. Bro spins out, almost kills his cameraman, McToddled, but the guy still has the audacity to take out his phone and video it. However, in addition to costing him a car, the collision also cost him one of his largest paychecks. He was kicked off the platform, which permits a lot of things, and everyone said, "Yeah, not Jack, you're too reckless even for us." And that was a serious setback because, in addition to being content, it was one of the few things that was truly generating revenue for him. Jack purchased a first-class ticket when the L train finally arrived at the station, but you would think that after almost dying and being deplatformed, he would relax. Instead, he doubled down on his foolishness, clapping a draw 25 on his own forehead like it was a game of Uno. Nowadays, when most people crash a $200,000 car, they step back, reflect, and maybe even touch the grass. Jack upgraded his idiocy as if it were a reward system. A dirt bike will be our first choice. One night, Jack awoke and remarked, "You know what? It would be fun to risk permanent spinal damage at 2 a.m. In order to record himself performing jumps that wouldn't even impress a toddler on a tricycle, he puts on his helmet, boards a dirt bike, and rides to a gas station parking lot. Midway through the jump, the bike dips. Jack's collarbone broke cleanly, and it appears that a GoPro was used to record the crash test. He was taken aback by the boat incident that happened next on the Dumb Decision tour. Whoa. I no, what are you doing? Other way to get the Jack? Actually, no, oh my god, yo, put the it's because Jack, who hardly knows how to drive a car without wrecking it, decides to rent a boat. He has no license, no training, just vibes, and within minutes of undocking, he's crashing into the shoreline like he's acting out the Titanic Florida Man edition. But he doesn't stop there. He floors it into his neighbor's boat, literally ramming into it, and then attempting to stop the entire thing with his legs, acting as though he were a human anchor. The most absurd thing is that Jack finds all of this amusing and isn't even acting like he takes it seriously. Every near-death experience is just another TikTok thumbnail, and since we're not even halfway through the collapse, Jack decided to throw himself a $400,000 birthday party after smashing his McLaren, breaking his dirt bike collarbone, and making his boats bounce like they're bumper cars. Since you might as well do it in style, let me introduce you to Lil Baby and Polo G. Lil Baby arrived at Jack's party with all the enthusiasm of a man picking up dry cleaning. Business Jack, on the other hand, was acting as though he had booked the Super Bowl halftime show. The guy handed over a $100,000 deposit prior to the event and another $100,000 day off in a Louis Vuitton bag, as if he were paying homage to a rap emperor. Lil Baby hit the stage, ran through a brief set, and dipped before most people even realized he was there. There was no birthday shout-out or crowd interaction, just gratitude for the bag energy to him. This was just a paid appearance for Jack. It was meant to be his comeback moment, but instead he looked like the guy who brings snacks to a party that no one invited him. If you thought that was rough, Polo G said, "Hold my mic." Jack says he paid an additional $200,000 to get Polo G into the building, but as soon as the audience didn't respond as he had hoped, he began updating his own budget in real time. Suddenly, he said he wasn't sure how much he paid, bro. He went from boasting to budgeting more quickly than you could say overdraft fee. Polo G arrived, gave the audience a little 14 seconds of energy, and then abruptly lost all mental contact. Jack attempted to save the moment by giving Polo G the microphone as though it were going to be a bromance moment, but Polo didn't even break stride. Instead, he continued to walk as though Jack was invisible. When he tried to make a joke about Lil Durk, the entire room fell silent, almost like actual silence. Polo's face turns to stone, and you can see it in his eyes. After that, he was a background extra at his own party, where he hung out with fans and posted pictures for pictures, giving Jack no attention. The man got ghosted harder than a Hinge date, but it's kind of expected because celebrities like Lil Baby and Polo G are wealthy and famous and hardly have time to remember their own lyrics, let alone your name. You're just some dude waving money around like it comes with respect points. But when other streamers, your supposed equals, look at you like you're just a walking ATM with a ring light, that's when it gets different. At that point, it's not about fame or followers. It's about the fact that no one genuinely likes you, even in the streaming world where being weird is the norm. Here's the deal. Jack, the party guest who showed up without being asked and brought lukewarm Sprite, is now wondering why no one wants to collaborate. Jack appeared on Kai's Twitch chat like a desperate NPC, bombarding talented subscribers with thousands of dollars in the hopes that Kai would give him a lifeline of relevance. Kai did just that, giving Jack just enough attention to keep the money coming in. While allowing the chat to mock him, Jack expressed gratitude to all of you, bro. Oh my goodness, the Jack with the mother is 100 gifted __. Isn't that Jack? Die, hang on, is that him? If so, get another 100. I'm not the method, are you serious? If that's you, Jake, get another 100. No, that's not him. You nearly had us. Even if they're telling you to do it so, __. I'm giving Kai an additional 100 subscribers. Jack, whoa, if he asked for an additional $100, I would give it to him. If you want to join the stream, get another round. No, I'm not the method dog, and he's giving me 2 fans. Should I then give it another $600? He's still 100, so he can do another 100. That's him, and that's Jack. If all that money is truly his, and he believes that we will work well together, send another 100, get another 100. I won't lie, I was going to live with Jack, but we just finessed him about 300. Now that I'm broke, Kai turned Jack into content, drained his wallet, and walked away without any beef or drama, just vibes, and Jack looking like a clown who paid for his own circus. The worst part is that this wasn't a rapper ignoring you. Rather, it was a fellow streamer saying, "Now you're not one of us." Then came the McKinley situation, or what some refer to as the dumbest love story ever. Jack Doy and McKinley's relationship was never about love. Rather, it was a brand deal disguised as a situationship. She was a model, and he was a clout-chasing middleman together. The match was made in a monetized way, and while Jack believed he had found the one, the rest of the internet was saying, "Bro, she's using you for promo and passive income." And you know what? They were correct. McKinley made her bag, gained her followers, and dipped, but not before calling the police on him and being escorted out of his mansion, as if it were an eviction episode of MTV Cribs' domestic violence stand by until she put some stuff on. He actually got violent with her last night, and she came to my house. I'm his friend, and I'm an old friend of his, but she's right there in a different car waiting. Yes, if he had seen my car, things would have gotten out of hand. So I hid here. She's there with her friend in a Nissan that he has never seen before. Well, who are she and who are they? That's McKinley. The caller is McKinley, and she is in a car next to the house for which the call is for. However,